morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Ben, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Maddie?
Man, I'm doing good. Happy WTF Wednesday. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about some of the WTFs that we've done, you've done, that we've heard of, or stuff like that. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, what we call these "What the F Wednesdays." Like it's a straight up F. These are the things that we have done, and probably we're going to keep on doing. We are always screwing up, right? I joke around with this. My life is a constant F up all the time. So don't be discouraged if you are messing up, if you're screwing up, because that's the whole point of this, right? We have to have the conversation and things that we have we've done and how we're gonna make it better, right? You had a really good quote on Monday. We talked about on Marketing Monday. What was it? If you're not losing, yeah, if you're not winning, you're learning. So always think about that.
Man, I try and keep that in my head. When recently I'm trying to do different ad things on Google and Facebook, and I'm not having the success I thought I was going to have, and it's starting to roll out and started going well, and it went south real quick. And we had a conversation about that, and I'm using that now as my tool. Okay, what did I do there, and how could I do it better? And try and I try and do that in anything that I'm doing. What did I do here, and how can I do it better?
Yeah. So you're talking about Facebook ads. So what's one thing that you learned that messed you up? Because I know a lot of people want to do Facebook ads. They start their business page. They go out there. They want to run an ad. And let's say what's one thing that, like, because I got like 1,000 things that I've screwed up on Facebook ads. But what's the number one thing that you think you've done that you've messed up when you first started? Now, I mean, we of course a lot of mistakes we've done. Because you're going to open a can of worms. But someone told me told you the first thing, what would you do differently?
You know what? This is the easiest question for me to answer, and I thank you very much. It's such an easy and clear one for me. When I first started Facebook Live, I was still in concrete. I was doing concrete construction, and I had just flipped over into starting to sell real estate. And so I was doing some lives, and I was doing some posts and all that. And building my pages the way I was kind of taught, the way you probably hear, build your business page and post, right? That's what most people are taught. And I would do that, and I would do my walkthroughs of real estate, and I would do it on my personal page, and I would start doing things on my personal page and say, hey, by the way, go check out my business page. And people just wouldn't do that. And so I would continue on, and this is my first couple of years in real estate where I would just do everything on my personal page. All the content, all the walkthroughs, everything was done there. And it was just in an effort to say, hey, just go check out my business page. And there I had like articles of, the 5 steps you need to know when you're ready to move, or hey, 3 packing tips when you're ready to sell your home, or whatever those things are, right? But all my main content was on my personal page. And that is the number one thing I would have changed right from the beginning, is just identifying as my business page, and everything that I did originated from the business page. It really creates that brand identity 100%. My page used to be ME702 Real Estate, which people didn't really understand that, which is ME Matthew Evans, Vegas Real Estate, right? So I changed that to make a little bit more sense. So now it says MattySells.Vegas. So people understand that a little bit more, that I am a realtor and stuff like that. But yes, dude, everything from your business page is the number one thing I would have done from the absolute beginning.
Yeah, that's actually really, really good, because I know we're constantly evolving, right? So when a lot of us, we start a business page, we start some kind of a branding, some kind of company, and we want to stick with that name, we want to stick with that profile. And as we're learning, we have to re-evolve, right? We have to reinvent ourselves. So I did a live video a while back about after the quarantine and after the shutdown, how are you going to reinvent yourself? That's one thing people they're gonna if you're going to do the same thing after this whole shutdown, after this whole quarantine, and you're going to come out doing the same thing, it's not going to work, because there's so much information that's just been brought up to what's happening now, right? So we have to reinvent ourselves. We're all reinventing ourselves. You've changed dramatically, man. You're like a different person when I first met you, and how much have we changed to this point today,
Right.
Yeah, so it's and you don't want to have a what the F. We don't want to have a conversation with you 6 months from now, or I don't want to have a conversation with you 6 months from now saying, oh man, during this whole quarantine shutdown and all that, I just stayed home and watched TV, and I didn't do anything, and I was just messing around. And I should have been watching YouTube videos on how to build pages and all that information, podcasts, at least reading a little book and getting better, right? So that's one thing that's awesome that you're telling people this, because you do have to change the name of your Facebook page. You do have to change the content. Your personal page has to stay a little different, but you keep a lot of your business posts on your business page, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I think and then when we talk about a Facebook ad, like an advertisement, when you're going to pay for an ad, that's the number one thing that people should do or not do? Like, if they're going to do one step, what's the one step that you think? Because you're doing ads all the time.
I'm running ads every day, and a lot of my ads right now are just building audiences and exposing people to me in a real passive type of way. I have a couple community videos of parks that go out to people that have not been exposed or never touched my page or never anything on Facebook. So those people can, learn a little bit about Maddie, get my personality a little bit, decide if they want to learn a little bit more, investigate me, stuff like that. The number one mind shift for me on doing ads is understanding your audience. You can have the best copy with the best image. If it's going on to deaf ears, it doesn't matter. And also, concentrate on getting that right audience, cultivating that correctly. If you're in a special ad category now with Facebook, they have employment, credit, politics, housing. I'm in housing, so I'm special ad category. So making sure you're doing that. But the number one thing really is audiences, and I could go far beyond that, but audiences, really diving deep and delivering the right message to the right audience.
So that's one of the hardest things I've had to learn, was creating the audience. What was with your Facebook page, what is with your pixel, the emails.
Right.
So when you are running a Facebook business, a business page, you're a data collector. You're collecting.
Oh, that's a great way to put it, man. Totally.
If you don't know this, you are constantly collecting data. And one of the things I always tell people is you have to, you have to start collecting people's information. So that's why it's important to invite them to like your business page. That's collecting data. That means that you can run a Facebook ad. So for example, if I say, hey, Matt, can you give my business page a like? And he's like, yeah. And all of a sudden, an ad, I can run people that like my page and that are friends of his that can see my ad, right? But I have to create a base first. I can't start with 10, 20, 30 people. You need to be consistent with it and create great content so people can like your business page. That's why I started the group, because what happens is, we get excited. We're going to open a business page. We invite all our friends, and you get like 20. You can have 300 friends. 20 people only like your business page, or they start asking you questions and whatever. So you have to really kind of start. You do want to ask your friends to like your business page, but at the same time too, you're not going to get that support and encouragement. You're not going to get all 300 friends excited about what you're doing, right? And that's kind of my.
You're totally right, but always remember, don't get discouraged on that. And Facebook scales down the amount of people that actually see it. So when you see your friend Bobby down the street, you just invited him to your page and he didn't give you that support, man, don't feel bad, man. I mean, he may never have seen it in his busy life. You know what I mean? Don't make those assumptions.
Yeah, don't take it personal, because I know I took it personal, and that's if I'm going to tell you,
man.
I took it personal. I took it, but if it doesn't tell you anything about me, I took that discouragement. I took I took action I said, you know what? I need to do something different. I need to create a place where I can go out and meet people and give support and encouragement, because I know how that feels.
Right.
And the thing is, I go back again. I didn't know how. a lot of 99% of it was my fault because I didn't take action in communicating with people what I was doing. And so I thought people were all mind readers, right? I thought, and that's kind of a say, I thought, oh,
right?
Yeah, you can read my mind, right? It's the business page, right? And not everyone's a mind reader. That's why I tell people, you have to go out there and take an action step, which is having the conversation with people, talking to people. Like, what do you want to do? What is it that you're doing? What is it? And eventually you can start writing the notes. You can start putting the copy down. You can start explaining people on a Facebook page, but you have to use your mouth. You have this thing called the mouth, right? To have the conversation. It doesn't matter who, have a conversation, buddy. And it'll start making sense when you start explaining it a little bit better. I wasn't explaining it very clearly before.
Just throwing up all that technical information. You know, you're so excited about your new opportunity. You've got this new bath soap that's just the most amazing bath soap in the world. And you're just spewing all these technical data and all this energy at these people. And they're just going to, whoa. Got to rein that in a little bit.
Hey, Maddie, I have Erica. She just posted. She goes, I needed this. I needed this. I've been struggling. I got 25,000 views on one post and almost 200 shares, but only 30 orders. That's actually really, I really don't know if that was organic or if that was but the secret is finding the duplication, how to duplicate it.
Right. Identify the steps that you took, that you're taking in that ad and how you're presenting it, now tweaking it, because that's a pretty good basis. I don't know what your history is, and I don't know enough, but God, that's a great starting point. You got a few orders. I know you're trying to get more conversions. So maybe it's figuring out the right lock combination on the conversion message.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, Erica, if you're available Friday, let's have a conversation on our open mic Friday. You can jump in and talk to us. You know, that's
I know we got a few guests on Friday as well. So this is an open invitation, please.
Never know.
Go ahead and put the link in I'm going to do what we'll do, Ben, and I didn't do this last time. I'll do a preview, and I'm going to put the Zoom link in there so everybody can go ahead and join into that group. You don't need me to add you in or anything. You guys can just come on in, and we're going to have a great conversation. Okay, so that's Friday open mic.
Yeah. One of the things I've learned is when I've answered my own questions many times, right? When I explain myself, when I explain the question and having a conversation, I solve my own problems like 90% of the time. So sometimes it's nice to have a conversation with somebody different, and someone just goes, "Did you think about that?" And really you're like, "No, I didn't." And you're like, "Oh." So I would recommend. Oh, cool. I would recommend just keeping that post or seeing that post and keep on looking at it and researching it and look at the analytics of it, look who shared it, look at the people that, you know. I
just made her a note right now, Erica, just capitalize on those shares, because those shares are hitting all those other audiences. So that's what you need to tap into. You got all those shares. How Ben could probably speak on this better than I can. Once it's shared out, how can she capitalize on that?
Yeah. One of the things, if you're using your personal page, it's gonna be harder for you to collect data because it's your personal page, and that's okay. But if you're using a business page and you're creating that post, right? You can invite people to like your page. So if you're getting really, really good, if you're creating great content, viral content, or great videos or great pictures, and those get reposted and people are liking it, your business page is going to start showing a lot of activity.
Yes.
And then you're going to get a lot of people liking those pictures. And okay, guys, and I'm going to tell you this is the nugget, right? This is the nugget where we have in our Facebook group, we have like a travel group. We have our buy sell network group. If you are in a group as your business page and you post as your business, right? You can change your settings as how you're interacting with. And let's say you post an article directly in the group or a cool photo. Don't make it complicated. And other people like it because it's such great engaging content. You can invite those people to like your page and invite them into your page. That's why we allow business pages into the Buy Sell Network group. We do get a lot of people coming in. So you're welcome to do that in the group. The thing is, if you start being spammy, you're going to get kicked out. But if you're creating great content, if you have an awesome photo, you're going out there doing the work, you're gonna have value in the group. But if you're just reposting stuff that doesn't make any sense
and not interacting with anybody else and just posting,
exactly, you're gonna get the boot. So that's
your first posts aren't going to be the greatest. Maybe, I mean, you may come out the gate be a thoroughbred, who knows? But I know mine really weren't great. So if you're putting bad posts up there and you're getting a little bit of critique, take it as great feedback.
Sure.
But go ahead and post those too, because we want to see those. We want to see how we can. All of us, and again, we're no masters. We want to see how we can improve each other.
Exactly. What else is going on? Oh, here we
go. Patrick Kuhn, he watches us quite a bit. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? He's one of our over-the-road guys all over the U.S., delivering stuff all over. But he's got a post in there of his home-based business. And, when he first contacted us, I think the first day of the show, he was, a little bit nervous of putting something up and wasn't really sure. And you can see him dialing his message and trying different things and saying different things. I don't know his back end, if he's doing anything as far as collecting data and all that. We haven't had that conversation, but I really enjoy to see that. Hey, what he's doing may inspire me to do something different in my business just on something he decided to do. I think it's great. That's what we're here to do is all learn from each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing. We don't want you to have the what the F's, and we've all made these mistakes of going like the Facebook jail, getting discouraged, right? If you're over posting, don't have the what the F of, oh man, what happened to, how come I can't post anymore? I'm locked out of my account, or I can't join any more groups. Don't have those what the F's, right? Because I've made those mistakes, and not necessarily, and the reason being is because I didn't know, I was like you guys one time, right?
You're in a game, you didn't know the rules.
The rules. I didn't understand it. And one day I got a warning, and then I've had many warnings from Facebook.
Not on the wrist, but boy, they stop slapping you and they start putting you in jail quick.
Respect the warnings. Right? And respect the one time. Learn one time and don't do it again. And learn ways to work around it. Right? So I've realized that it's not about how much content you're creating. It's how good your content is and the people that are around you that you're working with.
Yep.
Engaging with, right? Engaging. I don't know. What else do you have? Anything else on your plate? Anything else?
Not really today. I mean, I think the last key, you asked me a couple of questions, and I think we really filled a lot of those gaps, man, of the things you should do right from the beginning. The mistakes that I made, were huge. I know that my audience would be significantly different if I had done the things that I had mentioned, starting from a business page, capturing the audience, blah, 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 blah. But that's what this is about. And the last thing is, no matter what, make an engagement. Engage with somebody, answer a question for somebody. In one of your groups today, answer a question. That's it. Just get in the group and see what happens. People are going to start engaging with you. Even if you have a differing opinion, that's even better. Get a little bit more engagement. But be very conscientious of how you respond, because I get fired upon all the time. You know what I mean? People take some of my comments or some of the posts that I write, and they make little snarky comments. Have a sense of humor with it. Flip it around. Have that kind. Ben is a master at this. But you know what? You want to make sure you engage with those people, because the engagement is going to get people curious, and that's what's going to help you grow.
And we go off Maddie, engagement. One of the lessons that if you start researching more and more and more, you're going to start realizing that the more you engage with people on your Facebook page, your personal friends, people who are in the group, people that are around you, when you post your content, they're going to see your content. You're changing the algorithm, right? So all of a sudden, I see Matt's content all the time because him and I are
nuts, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're consistently engaging. I'm in his direct message. We're on each other's content, and his post is always constantly coming up. So you say Patrick because you're connecting with Patrick. When Patrick posts, you're gonna see his post more time. So we always say, doesn't matter. Don't have a conversation with people. You don't have to really like that. Just go in there, engage, give it a like, give it a GIF or emoji, say that was awesome, go in there and start engaging with people, especially page, in the groups, whatever. Don't spread yourself out so thin, right? Start learning how to create. When we talk about scaling, that means where we're scaling, we're chopping out the fat, right? We're okay. This group isn't working. These people are not with me. This is okay. Yeah, we're always cutting. We're always cutting. That's one thing. If Matt has seen me, I'm always cutting the fat out. Like, okay, this group, we're always consistently cutting the fat out. So meaning we're finding people that are great people, and we want great people in the group so we can engage with you, you engage with us, we can have conversation.
It's valuable for all of us.
Right? We're networking. We
right.
want it. Guys, that's why we're creating a live. We're creating this little platform for you to come on and say hi, hello, engage, have a conversation. And that's where we're, it's networking 101, guys. Very, very simple.
Bottom line. And we're going to start doing, we had intended to do these in person. We're going to do a mastermind. So once this event is all over with, we're probably going to do this so we can actually get in a room together and meet. I would love to do that. But remember to join us every day. We were talking about Erica. She's in the notes here or in the comments. I think tomorrow would be a great way to go over some of the analytics. That was one of the questions that she had. So tomorrow, join us on Lead Generation Thursday. Let's go over some Facebook analytics, and maybe we could do a screen share of some of the things I'm doing, some of the things you're doing, or just explaining some of the things and kind of walk it through. If somebody's got a question, Erica, go ahead and share this out to your friends and yourself as well. Join us, and let's answer some of those questions live right here. Let's figure it out. Let's have a good understanding of analytics, because that'd be a great day to do it.
Our lead gen is actually a great day to talk about that, because that's a great conversation starter. So you need to know analytics. And it's a fancy word. It's like analytics, but it's all the simplicity of the word is just who's watching your content. That's it. So very, very simple. Who, and then you can break it down by age. You can break it down by region,
by area. Yeah.
More. So don't be afraid of there's some big words up there. You're like, if you ask me to spell analytics right now, I'd probably mess up. So don't stress out.
Right. Oh, man, I'm excited because you know what? This is something that I always struggle with. I'm really trying to understand. I'm not on the upper level with the marketing gurus. I'm still trying to achieve that direction. So anybody that's out there that can contribute to our conversation, I invite you to come on here and share your knowledge as well. Thursday, again, Lead Generation. Friday, we're doing open mic. Erica, please come and join us. I have a friend of mine, Tyson, who's going to be coming, who's a real estate investor. He's doing some lead generation and other things in his business. We were talking yesterday. He's going to join us. And if you want to join us, come on in. Come and have a cup of coffee with us. No time limit on Fridays, and we're going to have a great conversation. All right? Ben, thank you so much for today, man. What a great conversation, man. This was huge.
Awesome. All right, guys. Enjoy the day, guys. What does Matt say?
Slay the day, folks. Have a great one, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care, folks.